Hello, everybody. Welcome to Bill's Nanos. I don't know. This is my first attempt at doing a live stream, so y'all bear with me. I don't have any moderators or anything like that, so I'm going to try to catch everybody's questions and everything like that. So I don't know if anybody's coming in here, but a little bit about me. This is like I said, this is my first time in a live chat. And I don't know how many people actually come in and actually watch me. But talking about my fish room, I just did a major overhaul in my fish room, and I built a rack that's sitting up behind me right now, and I have two, four, eight tanks setting up on the rack itself. Underneath, I have four tubs, and with the four tubs and stuff like that that's underneath. I got lights underneath the uh, shelves and stuff like that, so I can have lighting on here. And guess nobody's coming in. I don't even know if anybody's in here right now. One watching. So about me, a little bit about me. Marine Corps veteran. Was in the Marine Corps for about 4 years. Got out, did my time. I've been in and out of the fish hobby for since I was 7 years old. So um, started out with guppies when I was a kid. Had an old tank, and um, had a slate bottom in the bottom of it. And my mother set it up for me, and had a Christmas party one time, and uh, kid turned up my heater, killed all my fish. So after that, I got some more guppies and stuff like that. Had the tank for quite a few years after that. And of course, how you doing, Joy of Fish Keeping? I hear you out with the family for dinner, huh? Enjoy the time with your family. Um, if anybody has any questions while the live stream's going on, feel free to ask. I'll try to keep up with everything. Like I said, I don't have any moderators or anything like that. Don't even know how to set it up. So it's just me on here trying to figure everything out for the first time. Um, anyway, um, getting back to my fish room and stuff like that, I have live bears. I do nano fish, is what I do. My live bears, I have one, two, three sets of guppies right now. I've got some more coming. They should be here sometime this week. So I'll do an unboxing later on this week when they actually get here. I don't know what the actual ship date is going to be on them. It's three guppies that I was trying to get. I tried to get one of them before, and um, somehow my order got messed up, and they ran out of them, stuff like that. Hi, Dick Signs. How you doing tonight? Thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in today. Um, so another one is going to be a Dumbo ear, and I'm getting two more sets of guppies. I'm actually going to try to make my own line. Um, I won't give those away yet. I'll talk a little bit more about them when I actually do when they get here. I have a live bear killifish. Never heard of it before. It's called a least killifish, but it is a live bear, and they have one baby at a time. It's not like a guppy or anything like that where they have 30, 40, 50, upwards up around 200 of them, stuff like that they've had. Um, but I looked in the tub a couple of times and I actually have some babies from that as well. I have some rice fish. I searched and searched and searched, and I wanted to get a rice fish that not very common or not even heard of. Every time I went to a local fish store or something like that to try to rice fish, everybody had the same thing. It was either black ones or they had some orange ones and stuff like that. I wanted something a little bit different. So I got what they call an acatoro. It's a red tiger rice fish. And it's actually pretty cool because when you look at the side of them, they actually have stripes in them like tiger stripes in them. And I've been sitting here and I put in some spawning mops and stuff like that, and I finally got some eggs. And lo and behold, the mop's out. Took the eggs off the spawning mop and I put them in a container. And I ended up with the first set of eggs that I have. I think I've got about 15 of them that is actually surviving, eating very well, and they're getting pretty big. And I took spawning mops out of the tub again, and right now I can see from here I've probably got about 10 of them that actually hatched out already. So, and they take about 10 days once you take them out of the tub and stuff like that, and you actually put them in the water. I don't have any moving water or anything like that in it when I'm hatching the eggs out. Um, I do change the water out every now and then. I don't do it every single day. Some people say you should do it every single day, but I think if you leave things alone, like in nature, it'll actually hatch on its own. But those I'll probably take out here in about another week or so and transfer them in with the little bit bigger ones. Some of my other rice fish that have already hatched out, some of them are actually getting big enough to where I could actually put them in with the rest of them. I do have some black and gold Leary tail mollies, and during my move of all my fish tanks, I probably got about 60 to 70 babies down in my Leary tail mollies. But my platies, my Mickey Mouse platies, aren't doing very well. I still have the original 10 that I started with, but I haven't seen any babies in there. But haven't gotten down on my hands and knees to actually look in the tank yet. So that's going to be part of the move. They're going to be going in the upper two tanks up here. Um, these four tanks over here, I'm actually getting them cycled out and stuff like that to receive the new guppies this week. Uh, what else do we have down here? I have some what they call a sword guppy. It's more of a Endler family, but they actually have like a sword tail on the guppy itself. Those are pretty cool. Um, Set of guppies that I do have, I bought them from one of the big online retailers and stuff like that, and they sold them to me as Israeli blue guppy. Well, ended up being that the some of them came out the way they were supposed to, and half of them did not. They came out with a red tail. How that came about, I have no clue. But what I have done is I actually separated them, and in the separation, let's see if I can actually line out those two different colors because the blue body with the red tail looks really, really cool on them. And the other one is like a little bit of yellow, a little bit of blue in the tail. They look really, really cool. Um, so, got to get a drink here. My throat's going a little bit dry here. And then I have a lot of plans for in the future. I've got two 110-gallon tubs sitting outside. One of them I've actually got muck guppies in it, and the other one, hey, how you doing, Dale? Welcome. Thanks for tuning in today. I really do appreciate it. One of the 110 gallons, as I was saying, is muck guppies in it. A lot of different colors. It looks like some of the muck guppies that I got actually have some double Dumbo ear features on them, so they should actually come out pretty cool. Um, did have an algae problem in the tubs outside. So what I did with that was I got some shade cloth and I actually laid it over top of the tubs. And within a week and a half to 2 weeks, both the tubs they actually cleared up totally. In the other tub, I actually have some half black red rose guppies as well. And I actually pulled some out the other day to actually take a look at them, and they are phenomenal. The colors on them is unbelievable. So, other than that, I've got some green water I've sat outside and trying to keep up with the chat here. So if I kind of hesitate a little bit, I'm trying to keep up with everything here. Like I said, this is all new to me. Um, and anyways, I in the tubs as well. I have in one of them I have some yellow neocardinia shrimp, and in the other one I have some red rillies. That I took the best of the red rillies that I had in my tanks, and I actually put them in the tub with the half black red roses. Um, what I did on my fish rack, the one I built, I got kind of tired. YouTube is a great thing. Um, I've learned a lot myself from YouTube myself, and the reason why I got back in the YouTube, we'll get on that in a minute here. Let me finish what I was talking about here. Anyway, when I took all my tanks, I've tried some substrates and stuff like that. I've tried. Uh, it was a shrimp um, substrate, and I had it in the tank, and it started to. I don't know. It kind of looked like it was moldy and stuff like that. And I just started getting frustrated with it. I didn't like the look of it. So I actually took all my tanks and I converted all my tanks back to dirt and bottom tanks with a sand cap on them. Like I moved five of the tanks today, got them all set up, and put a sand cap on all of them. So they're starting to settle right now. I got to get all my filters and everything all hooked up, running, get them going. Some of them I got them going, but I busted my hump today at on my day off. Um, yeah, YouTube is huge now for everything. I do agree with that. Some of the stuff on YouTube I don't like too much. Some of it's controversial. Um, yeah, I did a lot of Timo reviews when I first started getting back into my fish room and stuff like that. And the reason why I did the Timo thing is when I first started tuning in to watching fish channels and stuff like that, people keep telling you, no, I didn't do my dirty tanks like Father Fish. Well, kinda. Kinda did do it. I didn't put any manure in the bottom of them like Father Fish does. His little concoction, he's got some, manure in it. I didn't do that. I did use an organic soil, um, and I did mix it with a little bit of peat moss to, help fertilize the bottom of it. Um, I bought a organic, uh, topsoil from Home Depot, and I thought it was gonna be like the other one that I use. I used one I got from Lowe's a couple years ago called Perfect Soil. That stuff was really nice. There was no sticks or anything like that in it. But this time I used organic um, dirt. It's all compressed and stuff like that. So once it hits water, it expands a little bit. So you actually, when you mix this soil, I actually have a video with it. When you mix the soil, um, you have to let it soak for a little bit, let it expand a little bit before you actually can put a cap on it. So when I did it, I put all the water in there, got everything wet, let it sit for about 2 hours before I actually put my sand cap on it. But anyway, with the Timu thing, the reason why I did it is because I'm watching YouTube and people tell you that you got to get this, you got to get that, you got to get this, you got to get that, and like I was talking with Max Kelly a few weeks ago. Um, by the time you get done with a 10-gallon tank, you got $300 tied up into it with everything these people are telling you to buy. Well, the hobby doesn't have to cost you that much money. It really does not. And that's what aggravated me because there's by used tanks out there, you don't have to buy new. Um, and you don't have to buy $150 light. All you need is some sort of lighting on your tanks. What I use here for my new fish rack is I got shop lights that I got from Harbor Freight. I got them for $17 a piece. It's got enough lumens, it's got enough light to actually help with the plants to grow the plants and stuff like that. So uh, to me, they're doing very well. I've got all my tanks before I moved them. I've got plants that's come right up out of the water, and I trim them down and put them back in. You know, submerge all the plants back in the plants. My guppy grass, unbelievable. That stuff there is like a almost like a weed. It keeps growing and growing and growing. It doesn't stop growing. I've got so much guppy grass right now. I don't know what I'm going to do with that. I might have to put some in the compost pile. Um, duckweed. I've got somehow I ended up with duckweed in my tank. I have. I'm fighting it and fighting it and fighting it. How many rice fish do I have? I started out with 15, and with the babies that I have on my first hatching, I've got about 15 of them that lived. There was about 25 of them. Um, of course, you know, not everything is going to live when you're hatching from eggs and stuff like that. I'm actually set up a dirty tank for them as well. There is a little bit of green water and I left the light on for a while to make the green water to help out a little bit. And then on my second hatching or second set of eggs that I got in there now, I got I think 7 or 8 babies in there, and I still got probably another 15, 20 eggs left in that one there. So hopefully I get some more out of that one there. I've got 6 mops in there soaking right now. What I do is actually take the mops, I take them out about every 8 to 10 days and then put them in a little 1 gallon tank that I got just for the rice fish. So I bought the little 1 gallon. I didn't know what I was getting or anything like that. I went on Amazon. They had a 1 gallon um, glass aquarium. I'm like, okay, if I order glass, is it going to break or anything like that by the time it gets here? And actually, it came all in one piece. But it's pretty cool. It's got a little light on it. It's got a little filter if you want to put that on it. But who knows? Um, Actually, it was a pretty good deal though because it's actually perfect for hatching the eggs out. And then what I do is I transfer the babies from there and I transfer them over into the 10 gallon I have, but I only have about 7 gallons of water in it to let them grow out. I have some guppy grass in there and a filter going as well. Um, yeah, bladder snail and ram's horn snails. Yeah, I've got the same problem too. I ordered plants from one of the online sellers and stuff like that, and was hoping that I wouldn't end up with snails or anything like that. And guess what? I ended up with them, and once you get them, they're harder than hell. So I bought some pea puffers, and I actually have free food for my pea puffers. Because what I do is I catch the snails and I throw them in with the pea puffers, and 3, 4 days later, I got to add some more back in there. Ram's horn snails. I ended up getting ram's horn snails. I stopped in a local fish store and got some guppy grass, and Next thing I know, I've got ram's horn snails in my tank. I'm like, can't get away with from these things. But ram's horn, I don't mind them. They look pretty cool to me. So I'm kind of enjoying the ram's horn snails a lot more than the bladder snails, though. 3 tanks are from AliExpress. I don't even know who AliExpress is. A 55 and a 20 and a 3. I have to look into them. A lot of my tanks that I got though, in my fish room, I actually got a deal on 'em. My boss's, um, one of her friends, had her son was into cichlids and stuff like that. And when I say my boss, it's my girlfriend. Everybody has a boss. Um, but she had a friend who her son was raising cichlids and stuff like that, and he had a whole bunch of 20-gallon tanks. And I picked up 7 20-gallon tanks for $50. That was a pretty good deal. My first tank that I got some of them for free. One of them ended up having a leak, and um, got to reseal that one. It's going to be one of these projects that I had during the summertime because I really like the 29-gallon tank. Was able to put some different stuff in that one that I didn't have in the 20-gallon tanks. My tanks itself, I don't have anything over a 20. I'm doing all nano fish, and I really don't need big tanks. And I'm starting my business, so I'm actually breeding my guppies and stuff like that to build up enough stock so I can start selling them and things like that. So that's the reason why I'm doing 20s. Um, right now, I've got them lengthwise. If I can figure out or if I can get enough room, my basement's kind of cluttered where I got my fish room at. One half is my fish room, the other half is the boss's collection of stuff. But pretty soon that's going to get moved, so maybe I'll move some of my stuff on the other side as well. But it's a work in progress. Where I took the tanks down, I've got some room over here that I got by the old bar and stuff like that. Um, Basement has a bar in it, never used. I've been here 10 years and we never used the bar yet. Probably should, especially with my job. I probably need to have the bar open every single night. I've been having pretty good luck with my puffers, my pea puffers that I got. When I got them, they were real tiny, and within 3 weeks, they almost tripled in size. I like them because they take care of the snail problems. They haven't done anything with my neocardinia shrimp that I've got in there, so I've been pretty lucky there. But there's enough snails for them to actually snack on, so that keeps them busy. Um, my other rack over here that I took the tanks off of, I'm gonna disassemble that, and I'm actually gonna set up another with concrete blocks. I'm gonna set up another rack over there for a workbench and stuff like that. Um, my brine shrimp pantries can go on there, and I want to set up a few more tanks. Uh, but that's in the near future. Knock on wood. Um, but hopefully by the fall, with my tubs outside and um, I should have enough to actually be able to start selling fish online probably in the fall. What year is the house that I'm living in? The house was built in 1950. So as you can tell with the old type paneling and up here in the middle, they actually covered up some of the pipes, access stuff. And yeah, so built in 1950, they did. The full basement is actually a full finished basement. It's old tongue and groove on the walls. paneling. There's you can actually tell if you can actually see the paneling in the back. It's actually 70s paneling, so it's pretty old here. Um, got a drop ceiling in here, and the reason why I put the drop ceiling is cover up all the pipes and stuff down here because in the heyday when they were actually using this basement a lot, the bar was fully in use. There's a refrigerator down here. There's a bar sink. Um, there's actually a back bar. I've actually got a sign in the back over here that was from Utica Club. If anybody's knows anything about Utica, New York, and Utica Club, it was actually the first beer after Prohibition. And the sign actually, I actually have, it has a card on it. And when you plug it in, the actual tires on the car actually turn around, actually turn and stuff like that. So it's actually pretty cool. I actually looked it up on, oh, where the hell was I at? Some antique site online, and I think the thing's valued at like $100 or something like that. Who knows? Um, but I'm in Utica Club Brewery, Saranac, and stuff like that. They have Brooklyn Brewery now here. They actually own that. So anyway, um, getting back to the fish tanks and the fish room. Once I take this one stand that I have, I actually built it kind of wrong. I thought about I bought a two by what they call 2x4 basics, and yeah, it is old school. Wish I could do away with it, but it does cover up. I just want to change the panels and get a different type of panel. Maybe the insulation panels put up in there to actually keep it a little bit warmer in here during the winter time would be nice. Um, anyway, my first bench, which I actually did that a video on that as well. I used uh stuff called 2x4 basics. Um, I first was introduced to the 2x4 basics. I bought well, I got for Christmas one year because I wanted to do a reloading bench because I'm all about the Second Amendment, and I do have firearms and stuff like that. But I built a reloading bench and I actually redesigned it so I could actually have a place to sit underneath and reload bullets and stuff like that. So I thought about, why not use it for an aquarium stand because it's really, really sturdy stuff. Well, it worked, but it didn't work. Um, I actually cut everything too high, so I'm gonna take it apart. I'm gonna repurpose all the lumber and stuff like that back on the other uh yeah, stand. I'm gonna build the concrete block stands and stuff like that. Um so I'm gonna actually repurpose all the lumber for that as well. Um actually have shop lights on that as well. I can actually, you know, pretty much do the same thing as I did over here because I have enough room because it actually has a old school footrest on the bar, all wrought iron and stuff like that. Some really, really nice antique wrought iron stuff. And I'm actually going to take that off and move a little bit closer, and that should give me the 16 inches that I need to put up maybe a 2 or 3 tier. I don't know if I want to go that high. May end up going that high anyway, but I do have the bar is actually 10 feet, so I actually have 10 feet that I can actually go out and build another 10-foot rack and put another 12 tanks or whatever I want to do. I probably end up doing the same thing, 8 tanks on the stand itself, and then 4 tubs on the bottom. Um, Especially when I bring in the guppies from outside in the fall, when I have to have some place to put them, and I'm gonna probably use the butt tubs. So that's the plans as it goes right now. I don't have any plans on putting out any more outdoor tubs this year. The two is just to see whether or not I could do it. If everything works out the way I think it's going to work out and the way I see all the fish out there right now. I actually checked it out today, and I have so many guppies in them, I can't even see them all. So I'm gonna have quite a few of them, and if it goes all well this year, I'll probably end up putting 2 more tubs outside for next year. Um, so that is the plan. But things could change within the next year or so. Um, I'm currently waiting on a settlement from the Marine Corps. Uh, when I was in the Marine Corps, I was stationed down to Camp Lejeune, so just waiting on a settlement from that. And if that happens, then I'll be opening up my own store plus an online store as well. So, anybody have any questions out there? Feel free to ask. Um, me, if you want to know more about me, well, let me tell you a little bit about me. I'm just an average guy, just very, very common. There's no bells and whistles with me. I tell it like it is. Um, I don't pull no punches, and tires. Your son's a retired Marine. Awesome. I didn't retire. I did my 4 years and I got the hell out of the Marine Corps. Had to get out. Things were changing in the 80s. um, but anyway, yeah, I ended up with two forms of cancer and knock on wood. And I'm got a problem in another area right now. We're trying to figure out what's going on. Um, so I may be working on my third cancer. Who knows? I don't know if it all I know is I got a tumor inside of my prostate right now. Um so just trying to see what happens there. It's just a waiting game right now. Waiting game with cancer sucks. That's all I can say about that one. Um Other plans, not really any other plans. Maybe I'm going to be doing some more videos. I got to go outside. I got to work with the tubs. I want to try to get my hands on a GoPro so I can actually have a camera down in the water. I'm not going to stick my $1,000 phone down in the water. That'd be kind of crazy. So you're down in Virginia, Dale, and closest fish store is 1 hour away. Yeah, I've got about the same thing. I've got one local fish store here in my area. I walked in, looked around on the floor for about 10 minutes, and I walked right back out again. Um, won't go back in there again. The the place was kind of nasty, and none of the tanks in the inside were kept up or anything like that. So it was um, really really bad. Um, my girlfriend's daughter lives down in by Albany, New York. I want to go down there to that one fish store down by Albany, New York. Um, the other way, if I go to Syracuse, that's an hour away. There's a couple out there. One's in Cicero, New York. Haven't made it out there yet because I work too damn much. Um, hoping to get out there one of these days. 3 hours away for a fish store. Wow. Good thing we have online stores and stuff like that. But a lot of times these online stores and stuff like that are hit and miss. I've had some good luck with some of the online people. I've had some bad luck with some of the stuff. I mean, I ordered plants from somebody, get them here. My tanks get invaded by bladder snails. I ordered the hell was it that I got? Oh, guppy grass. I got that from a local fish store. Ended up with a bunch of ram's horn snails, and the tank didn't even look like it had any in it. And then order something from somewhere. I can't remember. Could have been some hornwort that I ordered. And then next thing I know, I have duckweed upon duckweed upon duckweed upon duckweed. Um, trying to figure out how to get rid of it. I'm trying to get some videos or watch some videos on how to get rid of it. Everything I see is shot back. And with the shrimp like to actually play on the bottom of the duckweed and stuff like that. So it's kind of hard to suck up duckweed and suck up all your shrimp and stuff like that. So every day I come down here and I take a few nets out and try to get some of the duckweed out. But once you get it, it's very, 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 very hard to get rid of it unless you get goldfish. Goldfish will eat the hell out of it. But I'm not going to put any goldfish in with my nano fish because probably be all gone within 3, 4 days. So don't want to do that. Yeah, my cancer has some obvious symptoms. My PSA keeps fluctuating a little bit. And what that is, your cancer markers. So my PSA keeps it's on a roller coaster ride for it right now. I actually buying fish off of eBay. I actually ordered some of my neocardinia shrimp off of there, and my red willies that I got actually came off of somebody off of eBay. But I ordered guppies from a couple people on eBay, and they lasted about 5 days, and I lost the majority of them. Um, what I did have left, I threw in with my muck guppies and stuff like that. I think I had three left, and I spent quite a bit of money. And one guy tried to bamboozle me and stuff like that. I don't know. I sent you the best fish. I sent you the best fish. I put them in my tank, and I've been around the fish hobby for on and off since I was 7 years old, and I'm fit. I'll be 59 in another month, and I know how to set up a tank. I know what I got to do, and when I get the fish in and all my parameters are correct, acclimate them like you're supposed to, do everything that you're supposed to do, and within 5 to 7 days they're all dead. No, there's something wrong somewhere. I did have with my rice fish. I was actually kind of shocked with that. I actually got them on Madaka Farm out of California, and first they ran out of them, then they got some in. So it was like I was going back and forth with the owner from Madaka Farm, and he shipped them out of California, and the package got to Salt Lake City, Utah, with UPS, and it stalled in Salt Lake City, Utah, for 5 days. Why it got stalled for 5 days in Salt Lake City, Utah, I have absolutely no clue. And I got worried and worried and worried. And I was actually in full contact with Madaka Farm, and they were really really good about the whole thing. And they said if they arrived at or anything like that, we'll replace them all. And I don't blame any of the people online about the shipping and stuff like that. It's not their fault. This just goes to customer service for UPS or postal service or however else they come and stuff like that. So that's on them. But they actually arrived here 8 days. They were in the mail for 8 days. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna open up a package and they're all gonna be dead. Lo and behold, all 15 of them are alive. Actually, two of them actually ended up dying. But I had them for about a month when they died. I don't know what happened. It was just a freak because all the rest of them are fine. And now, like I said earlier, I've got a whole bunch of babies right now, so I'm getting actually pretty good on that. Um, nice with the angels. I tried angels years and years and years ago. I tried to do some breeding of angels. I never had any luck with them. But when I got back into the fish this time, I got all in the nano fish. I want to keep everything as small as possible. So I'm trying to trying to branch out a little bit other than live bears. I'm trying to find some nano fish. I got some um, Galaxy Rasboras. Haven't had any luck on hatching any of those out, and I got some White Cloud Mountain minnows, and of course, I'm not having any luck with those either. But I am having a lot of luck with the rice fish. Why it is, I have absolutely no clue. Um, Dick Signs, you're out there in Idaho. Whereabouts in Idaho are you at? I actually stayed in Idaho for about 9 months. I took a sabbatical from New York State. I had a whole bunch of stuff going on in my lifetime, and I had to get away. And I actually went up to the mountains up there north of Bonners Ferry for 9 months. Stayed in the mountains for 9 months. Um, had a good time out there. Didn't want to come back home, but my mother was getting old, and I had to come back and help take care of my mother. So, um, anyway, um, what was I saying? Anyway, yeah, the rice fish. But I'm having really, really good luck with the rice fish. I actually like them. I'm actually thinking about getting a couple different more kinds of the rice fish, but I don't want to get everything that's the normal that you see in all the local fish stores. I want to get something different. I like to be the oddball. I like to have different types of fish, and like I said, these acatoros that I got, the red tigers, they're actually pretty cool. Um, had a hell of a time trying to find them, and I just came across them on that Medaka farm, and having really, really good luck with them. Um, I don't know what else I want to try for nanofish. I'm actually a guppy freak. I've been into guppies since I was 7, so I just like the way they look. They all have a different personality, I think. Um, you can sit there and watch them, and the same fish will do crazy stuff, and another one will do something crazy. And then all of a sudden they'll change up, they'll do something different. So I actually like watching them. But like two of the ones I want to be getting this week, like I said, I'll be doing unboxing later on in the week. And I actually want to create my own line. I'll speak more on that as I get to fish this week. I don't want to give everything away. How you doing, Guppy Town Aquatics? Thanks for joining us tonight. I appreciate everybody tuning in tonight. Like I said earlier, this is my first live stream. I don't know how I'm doing. Uh, kind of stumbling on my words. I get a train of thought and I do a lot of and all this other stuff, but might be old man syndrome. I'm not sure yet. Plecos. Yeah, I've got a couple of plecos. I want to try to get some different um plecos. I have a couple of red nose or red bristle nose plecos. I started out with I think 10 of them there. I thought, when I first got back into the fish and stuff like that, started buying some of my stuff online. I was thinking, if I buy a pleco year or so, I should be able to start having babies and stuff like that. Well, when I bought the plecos, they were only about an inch and a half long. And for some reason, some of them like to commit suicide. They like to go right up the airline and right out the tank. So out of eight of them, I actually have two left. I do have some pit bull plecos that I got off of one of the online sellers, and bought four of those. Still have all four of those. They're getting quite big, so they should be able to start having little ones here. I hope pretty soon. I bought the pit bull plecos because I actually have a pit bull. And how you doing, Empire Dirt Aquatics? How you doing? So I'm told that the pit bull plecos are supposed to reproduce pretty fast. I don't know. I never bred plecos before in my life. I did do betas a few years ago, and betas, once you start doing them and you figure them out, they're really real easy to breed and stuff like that. It's just mixing your genetics and stuff like that to try to get something different. But the biggest thing with betas is the females you can keep together; they will fight with each other, but the males you got to separate them. And at one time, I had a one bedroom apartment, and I think it was 300 males separated, and I couldn't give them away. That's how bad it was. I couldn't even give them away. I tried to sell them. I took them back to the fish store where I bought things from, and and boss is calling me on the phone. Um, so um, I couldn't give them away. Could the fish store that I got them from? He says, "Well, I can't buy them from you. I can get them. I can get them really cheap." Well, you know what? I told you what I was fixing to do. Hey, Dan, how you doing? Thanks for joining in. Yeah, they do have some glow in the dark fish. They're called glowfish. Actually, if you put a neon light on, they actually glow a little bit. They're actually pretty cool. My buddy Dan, him and I were actually stationed together over in Saginaw, Sicily for a little bit. Um, Super reds, huh? Super red flecos. Maybe that's what these were that I got were super reds or something like that. I can't remember. I've gotten so many fish since I first started a year ago. I forget all the names of them. I do know all the names of my guppies though. That I do have in my head. But I seen some calico. I think they're called calico plecos that I want to try to give a try. Um, some of the guppies I got from Michael's Fishroom, and he's got some. I think they're calico plecos that I want to try to do something with those. Yeah, I tried to do some stuff in my local fish store when I had all the betas. I, I actually ended up selling some. New pet store opened up in one of the malls out in Niagara Falls, New York, and I actually was doing business with a guy that was in there. I couldn't. He would buy 50 betas off me once a week, which wasn't too bad. He gave me a buck a piece for them. So it kind of kept my hobby going. It kept my brine shrimp being able to buy food and stuff like that for him. But it got so overwhelming that I actually had to stop breeding betas. And I found out that with breeding betas and stuff like that, and um, breeding the betas, that it the temperature was, and I don't know, this could be a wives' tale. It could be whatever, but I noticed that if I kept my temperature high, I believe it was, I would get a lot of females. If I kept it a little bit low, I'd have a lot of males, or it was the other way around, something like that. But I actually had to figure it out to where if I kept the temperature at a certain temperature, that I would actually end up with a lot of males versus a lot of females because nobody wants the females. The only people who want females is the people that are breeding them. Because back then there wasn't anything, and this was back in early 2000. People really didn't have beta sororities or anything like that going on like they do now. And there are some betas out there that you can actually keep in a community tank. You can actually keep more than one male beta together. What is the BBS? I'm not good with initials. But anyway, So I kinda gave up on that, but then I left, went through a lot of stuff when I was in Niagara Falls. Uh, all my baby brine shrimp setups, I have the, Zeiss hatcheries. I have 2 of them. I actually have them down right now because I'm moving everything, on a new fish rack and stuff like that, but I have 2 of the, Zeiss, hatcheries, and every 24 hours, I actually start one because it takes with my basement down here because I don't put any heaters in them. It actually takes 2 days for it to actually get a really, really good hatch out of them. So, um, I do a new, brine shrimp every other day, and every other day or that way I can actually feed baby brine shrimp every single day when I got it up and running. So, it's a pretty good setup for that, but like I said, I'm in the middle of moving everything around. I'll probably start up another brine shrimp so I can give them at least live food at least once or twice a week till I get everything set back up again. Um, the what I do feed my guppies and stuff like that. Um, I actually bought flake food, some different types of flake food. Yeah, Aquarium Co-op is where I got the Zeiss hatcheries at. I bought a lot of stuff off Aquarium Co-op when I first started and stuff like that, and I've actually pretty much got everything that I need right now. Um, what was I saying? See, this is the old man syndrome. You start talking about something, then you try to answer a question, and you try to go back and you can't remember what the hell you were talking about. Um, so anyway, yeah, flake food. So what I did is I went on to bought some bulk um, flake food is what I did, and I look at all the food out there that's available for guppies and things like that. I look at all the ingredients and stuff like that, and I actually bought everything that I needed to make a good fish food for the guppies. The babies can eat it, the adults can eat it. They all really, really like the mixture that I have. Um, and I ended up buying about 2.5 pounds of flake, and I mixed all the flake. I actually got a bullet, silver bullet, or whatever you want to call it, and I ground everything up. I would take a little bit of this, a little bit of this, a little bit of this, all the same amount, and I actually would grind it up into a real fine granule. That way, when you actually put it in the tank, that actually, it doesn't sink fast. It sinks really nice and slow, and a lot of it will actually stay on top and not sink right away, which is really nice. And I'm getting really good color out of the guppies. I haven't had, knock on wood, um, all my tanks that I've set up so far, I haven't had any of the diseases in my tanks, but that has to do with, I think the way I keep the fish and stuff like that. Um, when I start the tanks out, I put a uh, bacteria booster in with them. Even with the old tank water that I had, that I took some of the tank water to start all these new tanks with. I still put a little bit of bacteria. It might be out of convenience and stuff like that, but I think it just gives it a little bit of extra boost on the bacteria to start things off because I know I have got fish coming this week. So it'd be like when I started them, it'd be like doing a 50% water change. So I added half the water and then I put clean water in there or new water, and that's how I start all my tanks. So, and I haven't had any problems, and that's why way I've always set up all my tanks. Even in the past, would always do the same thing. Never had dirty tanks in the past. This is something I just got into or saw when I was watching Father Fish, and I said, "Well, it's got to work." So I tried it. I liked it, and then I tried to lean away from the dirted tanks. One of my problems was is I didn't have thick enough cap on the dirt and stuff like that. So if I had to pull a plant out, it get all screwed up and stuff like that. But now I got it fully figured out. Um, so I put everything back to dirted tanks. Um, Still got one, two, three tanks I actually got to take down yet and clean up and then start those all over again. But those other tanks that I've got, it's going to go on the other rack anyway. I just got to move the fish from the tanks over to the new fish rack behind me here. Um, trying to keep up with these. Yeah, wild betas are pretty cool. I've been looking into them, but I don't know if I want to get into betas. I want to stick more with the nano fish and stuff like that. Yeah, they're a nano fish. I'm thinking about trying maybe a killfish in the future. But like I said earlier, I want to get a couple more different types of rice fish. Um, Something different than you see in the stores all the time. So that's my game plan there. I've got two choices. I can go back to where I got the Medaka rice fish from before, because they have some other types of rice fish, or I can go on eBay and take a chance on spending money and hopefully that the eggs are all fertilized and hatch them out that way. So who knows? But I do know I'm going to get some different rice fish. I'm kind of liking them because they're really really good nano fish. Um, yeah, Extreme and Dr. Basilier's I hear is really really good. I haven't tried Dr. Basilier's and I haven't tried the Extreme. Um, my whole thing about buying fish foods or doing my fish room and stuff like that, I I want to do my fish room and I want to try to keep things affordable. A lot of fish foods out there get kind of expensive, and that's why I went to bought the flake food and made my own because I spent I think it was $40 on all that food on all the flake that I got a good mixture and stuff like that. And if you try to buy all that food separately in little containers or however you want to buy it, it gets expensive. And buying in bulk and grinding it up and making your own, you can actually save yourself a little bit of money. This hobby is definitely not getting any cheaper; it's getting more and more expensive. So I try to do my fish room on a budget, and I try to show people that it doesn't have to cost a fortune to have fish in a glass box. It doesn't have to cost an arm and a leg. Um, like I said, I'm trying to keep up with the chat. Um, Let me know how that RO system works out. I'm kind of thinking about that because I live uh, in the suburbs of Utica, New York, and one good thing here we don't have chloramine in the water, but we do have chlorine. So when I add water and stuff, I don't put a lot of chemicals in my fish tanks. I actually have an RV filter on my tap that I run it through the RV, which takes out 99.9% of the chlorine out of it and also takes out a lot of the nasty stuff, but it does leave minerals and stuff in the water. Of course, it takes out the fluoride and all that other stuff too. But I just add water in it and I add my fish and haven't had any problems. So, um, yeah, I've tried the easy fry food from Aquarium Co-op. It's really, really good stuff. I actually still have a little bit left. I am almost out of it. I had to try it. One of my local fish stores that's by where I work at, he's actually a partner. preferred partner for aquarium co-op, and I got the fry food there, and all the fish seem to like it. It's a good nano size, the bit. Um, I think for the rice fish though, the fry food is actually too big. That's why I've been feeding them some uh, baby brine shrimp, and even when they first hatch out, all that food is really, really, really too big. So I actually have rice fish food that I take and I actually grind it up in my fingers and make a real powder out of it, and it seems to work. And I haven't put them on, and even actually the rice fish that I have in the tubs too, I give them rice fish food. I don't know what the ingredients are in the rice fish food. The package is in Japanese or Chinese or something like that. I don't know any of that languages, so I have absolutely no clue what the ingredients are in it because there is absolutely no English on the package, so I can figure out what it is. It's made by Hikari, I believe it is. Yeah, Hikari makes the rice fish food, but it's all printed out in Japanese, Chinese, or whatever it is. But I can't read it. Um, so still trying to keep up with it. I don't even know if I'm down here at the end of the. There we are. I wish I was on well water. Be nice. Um, well water is so good. When I was a kid, we had a well, and all you have to do is put the water in the tank. You don't have to worry about nothing. Don't have to worry about any of them damn chemicals. Well, Jeff, thanks for hanging out with me tonight. I really, really do appreciate it. You have yourself a good night now. I pulled some. I have no idea what all them Latin. One thing about me when I'm doing my fish and stuff like that, I don't use any of these fancy Latin names or anything like that. Wow. 35 minutes to do 5 gallons of RO water. It's actually not bad though, with the way it has to filter out and everything like that. Oh, rainbow fish eggs. Ah. Yeah, I've seen some of the prices on Amazon for them. Yeah, they're pretty affordable. It's just the whole thing about RO water. You got to have a place to actually have the water or something to put it in after you make your RO water. Um, does the RO water take all the minerals and stuff out of the water though? Is what I kind of wonder. I know a lot of people use RO water. Yep, trying to keep up with the chat. Like I said, this is all new to me, so trying to keep up with that, trying to keep my train of thought, which is kind of hard for an older guy. Um, so yeah, I wanna try RO at some point in time. Hopefully, when I got to change out the tap in the uh, bar sink. I got to change out the faucet on top of that, so I may try to hook up something with that. Um, so trying to figure out how long we've actually been on here. I've been on here for a little over an hour. Time flies when you're having fun. Um, so I guess these live streams are only supposed to go for about an hour, but that's okay. We'll just hang out for a little bit more. But as it goes, like I said, everything is in the works. I'm gonna try to do these live streams. I'm gonna try to do them 8 o'clock on Sundays. We're gonna shoot for that. Next Sunday, I won't be able to do live next Sunday. I want to be going to a concert um, Saturday night, and gonna be out of town Sunday. If we do get back, I may try to go live, same time, same bat time, same bat channel. Um, so anyway, I want to say thank you for everybody who tuned in to me tonight. I really do appreciate it. Um, if you haven't hit the like button, you know the YouTube algorithm. Everybody's got to hit the like button, everything like that, to make everything all. How you doing, Elfish? It's kind of cool, Elfish, huh? How you doing tonight? Thanks for tuning in. So if anybody hasn't hit the like button yet, hit the like button for me if you don't mind. If you want to subscribe or know somebody wants to get in on this, hit the subscribe button as well. But anyway, I'm gonna probably get on off of here right now. I don't know if there's somebody supposed to be behind me to do a live stream or anything like that, but I want to thank everybody for tuning in. I hope I did all right. Who knows? It's my first time. Things can only get better from here, right? That's how things go in life. But anyway, like I said, I appreciate everybody tuning in. And if y'all have any questions or anything like that, somewhere in my about, I have an email, billsnanos@gmail.com. If anybody has any questions or anything like that, you can send me an email, or tune in next time I set up a live stream. So, y'all have yourself a great night. And once again, I just want to tell everybody how much I appreciate everybody coming in tonight to watch my live stream. So, y'all have a great night.